up since the debate, but we'll see what happens. I think those polls are all coming out today and tomorrow.
Let's get into this controversy that's come up over the last couple of days. I saw your tweets yesterday where you say you didn't have a moral responsibility when that questioner got up and said those things about President Obama. But this is getting a lot of attention in part because you've raised questions like this in the past. So for the record, was President Obama born in the United States?
Well, you know, I don't get into it, George. I talk about jobs. I'm talking about the military. I don't get into it. I mean, they asked that question, and I just want to talk about the things because, frankly, it's of no longer interest to me. We're beyond that, and it's just something I don't talk about. I want to talk about the military. I want to talk about the vets and how badly they're treated. I want to talk about jobs. I don't get into that, George.
Well, the way to get beyond it is to answer yes or no. Do you believe?
Well, that's possible, but I don't get into it, and I just don't talk about it.
So, and even though you've raised questions, you've investigated this in the past, you're still...
Well, you know, people thought I should have defended the president in terms of the question that was asked the other night, and my attitude is, would he have done that for me if somebody said that about me? And, you know, he's very capable of defending himself, believe me. So we'll see what happens, but I think the tweets really covered it very well and very accurately. Somebody said they were excellent. They covered the subject. And it was very interesting because I got in hot water over not saying anything. The first time it's ever happened to me. I didn't say anything, and everybody was going crazy over the weekend. And this is something where I didn't even say anything.
But I take that point. But you've raised these questions so often in the past. Why can't you just say definitively yes or no?
Well,
President Obama is born in the United States. You've raised it many times, and he's not a Muslim.
George, you have raised the question. I haven't raised the question. I don't talk about it, and I don't like talking about somebody else's faith. He talks about his faith, and he can do that. But I don't talk about other people's faith. It's not appropriate for me to talk about somebody else's faith.
The other big premise of that question was he said that Muslims are a problem in this country. Do you agree?
Well, in some cases, George, we can say no, and you can be politically correct and say everything's wonderful, but I haven't seen people from Sweden going back and leaving after the bombing of the World Trade Center. So certainly it's a problem, and there is a problem.
What is the problem specifically?
And at the same time, we have fabulous people living here, Muslims, and they have done fantastically well. But certainly it is a problem. You look around the world, it is a problem. And, you know, if I want to say, oh, no, not at all, people would laugh at me. Now, it may be the right thing to say, and I really don't care what the right thing to say is. Certainly what's happening with some Muslims and you know, the terrorism and everything else, it seems to be pretty much confined there. So it is a problem, and we can say no, but it is.
So then what specifically is the problem?